Imagine this. You're working hundreds of feet up in the air, totally surrounded by a maze of steel. The only thing between you and a very long drop is a single wire. Now, this isn't some kind of Hollywood stunt, it's a real part of the job on drilling rigs. Today, we're diving into the incredibly high-stakes world of rig safety and a procedure that is, without a doubt, the absolute last resort. Just look at this. This is the derrick of a drilling rig. It's this complex, kind of intimidating jungle of steel beams and incredibly heavy machinery. Honestly, it looks more like a high-wire act just waiting to happen than a workplace. So that really begs the question, right? How in the world do you even begin to do maintenance or repairs in a spot that's basically impossible to reach? Well, the answer is a procedure called man-riding. And believe me, the name itself tells you exactly how high the stakes are. And this is what that looks like. You've got a worker suspended by a harness and a winch, literally dangling high above the rig floor. They become a man-rider, and in that moment, they are placing their life completely in the hands of their equipment, their team, and a super strict set of procedures. And let's be absolutely crystal clear about what's on the line here. This quote from safety experts really just puts it bluntly. This isn't just about ticking boxes and following rules. We're talking about survival. Every single check, every signal, every decision, it all matters immensely. So, because this whole procedure carries such a massive risk, it is governed by a very, very specific set of rules. Let's start with what man-riding actually is officially. Okay, so man-riding is the official term for lifting a person with a winch and cable. Simple enough. But the most critical part of this definition, the part you really got to pay attention to, is the second half. This is not some kind of elevator to your workstation. It is the absolute last resort, something you only do when every other possible option has been tried and failed. Given those risks, the prep work for man-riding is as meticulous and as serious as a pilot's pre-flight checklist. And it all starts with the gear that's literally attached to you. Your personal protective equipment, your PPE, that's your first line of defense. So before any man-riding operation, every single piece gets scrutinized. Is my hard hat solid? No cracks. Are my glasses clear? My boots intact? And most importantly, is this safety harness absolutely flawless? This isn't just a routine check. It's like a personal audit of your own survival gear. And the harness? Yeah, that gets its own deep dive. I mean, it is your literal lifeline. Every buckle gets tested to make sure it locks tight. The metal D-rings, you're checking them for even the tiniest hint of a crack or corrosion. And the lanyard, that's the line connecting you to the main cable. You inspect every inch for any sign of weakness. It just shows you how incredibly detailed these checks have to be. But personal gear is only half the battle. The rig floor itself is this constantly changing environment, just packed with massive, powerful machinery. The danger isn't just from falling, it's literally all around you. So, setting up clear boundaries is absolutely crucial. Safety here isn't a guessing game, it's a science of distances. This table shows the mandatory clearance zones around key pieces of rotating equipment. And these are not suggestions. A 6-foot radius around the rotary table, or a 10-foot swing radius for the top drive, these are hard and fast rules designed to prevent some truly horrific accidents. And these danger zones, they aren't static. The moment anything is lifted overhead, a temporary no-go zone is created right underneath it. Weather is also a massive factor. A sudden gust of wind can turn a controlled lift into a terrifying pendulum. That's exactly why operations get shut down if winds start picking up too much. In an environment this loud and this dangerous, just yelling instructions is pretty much impossible. So you need clear, unambiguous communication. It has to be like an unspoken language that everyone on the crew understands instantly. And this right here, this is that language. After a huge safety review, the entire industry harmonized these hand signals across all rigs. Why? Well, think about it. A worker might move from one company to another, and you absolutely cannot have the signal for up on one rig mean down on another. This simple standardization was a massive step forward in preventing accidents. And when radios are used, the rules are just as strict. They use a dedicated channel to prevent any crosstalk. Commands are given continuously like up, 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 up. The second that command stops, the winch operator stops. And that brings us to the single most important rule in all of man-riding, the sort of dead man's switch of communication. No command means stop. Silence means stop. Instantly. Period. So all of these procedures, they make man riding safer, for sure. But the ultimate goal is actually way more ambitious. The industry is actively working to eliminate the need for it entirely. And how are they doing that? There's some really clever engineering. This quote from Pete Smith, who's the chairman of a major safety work group, it just perfectly captures the mission. The safest man riding operation is the one that never has to happen in the first place. The goal isn't just to manage the risk, it's to engineer it completely out of existence. And this is how they're doing it. It's really smart stuff. Instead of setting a person up, why not just build a permanent platform? Instead of having someone manually turn a valve 100 feet in the air, install one that you can operate remotely from the ground. By extending things like grease lines down to existing platforms, a dangerous job suddenly becomes a routine one. Every one of these solutions replaces human risk with smart engineering. So after all the checklists, all the risk assessments, all the safety procedures, the entire philosophy here really boils down to one final critical thought. If the very first question everyone asks is, can we do this safely? What's the most important question that has to come right after that? It's this one. Before a single person clips into a harness, the whole team has to ask, is this absolutely necessary? Because, in a world with stakes this high, the best way to guarantee you go home safely is to avoid taking that ride in the first place.